What's up guys, Diplex here again. Welcome back to Men of War Assault Squad 2 and the Call of Duty World War 3 mod. Today we're actually gonna continue the Russian Civil War and I am so excited to be back. I took a small winter holiday, Christmas break or whatever you want to call it, and it's true, today is actually Christmas Day. You're wondering, why have I been working on a video? Shouldn't I be hanging out with my family and friends and all that stuff? First of all, to me, Christmas is very short and concise. Is concise even a word in English? Kort och koncis. That's a Swedish word, but it's like short and brief. Like you do it, it's over, and you're happy, right? But the point of the matter is that Christmas is celebrated on the 24th in Sweden. So I had a really nice Christmas afternoon yesterday with my family. Ate a tremendous Christmas table, as we call it in Sweden, or a julbord, which is essentially directly translated to Christmas table. So today I've just been relaxing, even though it's Christmas Day. A lot of stores are closed today, but a lot of people go out partying and whatnot. So it's a little different. It's still Christmas Day today, right? But we just celebrate Christmas Eve, like we kind of celebrate the turning over at midnight to Christmas Day, I suppose. So it's very nice and all to be ahead of everyone. So everyone over on social media is just like spamming Christmas Snapchats and Instagram and Twitter and everything, and I'm like, I'm starting to feel a little not anti-Christmas, but it's become so much of a consumer's holiday, right? We're just buying things, we're spending so much money, and we're sharing it all on social media sites and whatnot, and I'm guilty of all of that, of course, to some extent, not as much as many of my friends do and whatnot, but it's taking the real Christmas spirit out of the picture, at least what I used to experience when I was a lot younger, not having Snapchats or smartphones or anything like that. You really isolated yourself with the family. So it was truly a tremendously enjoyable holiday, but right now it's so widespread and shared in many ways that it doesn't make it as special as it used to be. But anyway, Christmas talk aside, let's get to the scenario. This is many weeks after the base raid that we did. I suppose the Russian government kind of knocked out the rebel resistance in the area. There was a fringe faction. There was like I'm not even sure if that's the right word, but there was an area that we previously were in. I'm not sure if that was like northern Russia near the Finnish border or wherever, but it was obviously quite snowy, despite the fact that it was only early winter or late autumn, right? So it must have been perhaps a local region or a region of Russia that that took up arms in an uprising against the government and was then ultimately destroyed, right? But the revolution has spread over the country over the last couple of weeks. A lot of governmental officials have been fired and killed. A lot of military leaders have been fired and jailed. Like the state is going through some serious issues. And there is another Christmas rising going on right now, further south. This is closer to Ukraine, hence why it isn't really all snowy and shit. By the way, I live up here in Sweden, and in Stockholm, it's very far north. If you put a world map up, it's like on the same level as northern Canada, right? So it's very far up. But we've got no snow, and that really sucks. But obviously, we've got the streams, the warm streams coming into the Baltic Sea, filling us with warm feelings and whatnot. So that's why regions further south of here, further east too, like in Russia, can be more snowy. But this is not that. But it's still in a real-time situation here. So this is many weeks after. We're going to enjoy ourselves a battle. We're going to be in control of some rebels. If I click the 0 right now, you won't see me gaining control of any of these units. That's because they're my allies. These are soldiers from another company. They're holding the city. We've arrived as reinforcements back here and set up a base. So these will be our units today that we have to use in order to defend ourselves against the attackers back there. So we're going to go ahead and click start. The Russian assault is about to commence on this city that we have fought over the last couple of days. Mostly policemen have died here. There might have been a few airstrikes, but that's what it's looking like. This could be near Kursk Oblast in western Russia, right? So the revolution has spread here as well. We'll have to go further in depth to the reasons behind the revolution and whatnot later on, but this is what we're doing right now. So I'll see you guys in a second. I'm just going to do some final tweaking, and then we're going to get this battle started. Oh, the battle is about to begin, but I decided to tweak things a little bit before we click start. I decided to take us a little bit further into the Christmas morning. That sun is about to rise, although I did really enjoy that previous kind of like dark mood, that really sort of dark, dusky blood sun rising over the battlefield. The revolution is on, the war is in its full rage, so to speak, and it really gave it a dark, kind of evil look, but perhaps a little more suitable to some Warhammer 40k scenario. You just couldn't see anything going on in the battlefield. So this is a few hours later. It's Christmas morning, but I don't think anyone here has Christmas on their mind. They have a war to win, and it's about to kick off even more as we click start. The first wave of Russian attackers is on their way here. They've arrived during the night. This village was taken in a matter of hours. Only some real local policemen and I suppose perhaps a military garrison. I suppose during the civil war that's going on, or after the early stages of the war many weeks ago, the Russian government decided to install military companies and battalions into all the cities depending on their size. I suppose a village of this size would only require about a platoon of infantry, so you can see the remnants of the fighting that went down yesterday. And during the night, of course. And reinforcements were called in, and these are the reinforcements that were sent to fight them. They set up a base and a staging point just outside the village and have now commenced the assault. I think we're looking at about a whole battalion of Russian army forces going in here. They estimated that the rebel resistance was on a company level, so they're going to outnumber the rebels. This is going to be an interesting fight. So we're going to be in charge of the reinforcements further back, and I think I'm going to call them in when the battle progresses a tiny bit more. I think we're going to allow our allies here, which is a different rebel platoon commanded by a different like local militia leader, to handle the defense of this road first and this church, and then we'll send in our reinforcements when need be. And we'll have to see where we send them to as well. There's a lot of different areas where they can be sent to. Oh man, troops are really storming in over here now. Let's get a closer look at the Russian troops. I love the sort of autumn uniform. This is further south than the previous couple of battles, which took place much more further north, where it was a lot colder and more snowy. So these guys still have that kind of temperate southwestern Russian camo going, and I think it's really nice. I don't think we got to see this in any of the previous videos. Oh, that's a lot of fire. Rebels being caught down, or cut down rather, and killed as they're caught escaping. They're trying to retreat further back, but the defense is being organized. We've got more troops joining the fight here. It's going to turn into some urban struggles pretty soon here among the houses. But the Russians are getting organized and grouped up. Let's send in our first wave of reinforcements. I'm going to open up the minimap to give you guys an idea of the situation right now. As you can tell, the green here are our friends, and the blue back here is us. So let's send in a squad to see what's going on. We're getting reports of action back there. So let's mount up into some of these UAZs. I think we can fit 5 in each, 3 in the back, 2 in the front. Okay, let's get you guys in this one. And let's also send out a... no, we'll leave the truck or the machine gun UAC further back. Let's get these cars out. Wait, is that it? Oh, okay, so this one could take 5? Oh, no, okay, I didn't see the 5th guy in the second vehicle. I was wondering what was the difference there. I'm going to send these guys over here. Yeah, so they're starting to wake up the whole platoon over here defending. Probably a little bit more than a platoon, but this is more of a war band, so we're local militia soldiers, right? We very much operate like an army and a you know, on a company and battalion level and whatnot, but with slightly different numbers and hierarchy since we're local militias. Most of these guys are civilians with little military background or experience. So we're gonna park our 2 cars here. We're gonna send our reinforcements to the left. Is falling back severely back here. We need to send some troops to that roadblock over there. And we'll send all 5 guys. We'll get them. There we go. We'll put them on hold position. We'll get their guns up. I enjoy controlling a battle every now and then. Sometimes that needs to be done too. it gets me very involved, and I think that adds to the viewer experience. So they're going to hold that left side, or as much as possible. These guys on this side are going to get out the vehicle. I'm going to have these guys defend the center square here. I think we need to send in reinforcements pretty immediately here. Shit is going down over here. I'll hold him by the car. Dude, we're being pushed back heavily. Oh boy, what a terrible Christmas morning. Okay, let's get some more troops mounted up as well. Okay, let's get their guns out first so they're a little more prepped. There we go. Let's get these guys into that car or that truck. Even soldiers all the way back here are starting to feel the battle as well. Bullets are probably landing near here, alerting the AI, so they're like, something's not quite right. No, you're right. Shit's going down. Put these guys in some cars, and let's get them out of here. Okay, guys, let's assemble the convoy. I love sending reinforcements into the battle. So let's get an idea of how our troops are doing here on this side where we're holding. It's always something, but the Russians are coming in such high numbers right now. All right, guys, let's go. I don't really care how we arrive as long as we do. For every man we lose, rage spreads throughout the region and country. The anger against the sitting government just grows stronger. So every setback is also a setback for the attackers. That's one thing we can rely on. Let's get some guys here with machine guns and snipers and whatnot. Set them up here behind the sandbags. Let's get some more people down here to the barrels. Let's hold the right flank. We still have some allies remaining. Oh, rockets being fired. That car is going to get torched. Oh, bus explosion. I'm not sure if that's a specific explosion, but it was a bus. Okay, so the Russian attack, as we can see here, tell by our radar, is focused mainly on the center now. The left side is, well, they're getting pushed back, but they want to go for our main defense, which is back here. There's not a lot of formidable locations here that we can hold. Mind you, we just took this place, and we just set up base back there. I wonder if we can set up some kind of roadblock with the trucks here. Not sure. We'll leave them as is. Let's hold this Dushka position. As long as we can hold a heavy machine gun up here on the high ground, I think we'll be pretty fine. Oh, shit. Gunner down. Oh, we shot down instantly. It's almost impossible to crew that gun. No, it's impossible. They got us zeroed in. I think it's time we retreat. We got to get out of here. We got to get back here. Set up some kind of defense. See what we can do. Oh, this is a hard struggle. The Russian army is cracking down on us hard here. This is not the first or last battle to be fought, I can guarantee you that much. They have to cross the open here. This is something we can utilize. Let's get these guys in hold position. Let's pull them back. Let's make sure they're all holding. Now is not a time. Now is not a time where we want to start running around. Let's get everyone in cover, or at least laid down. Let's get the machine guns ready. Wish we could have retreated or pulled back the heavy machine gun, the Dushka. That would have been quite nice in a situation like this. I think we can go ahead and disable most of our HUD and just set our men up over here. Oh, shit. Might have overestimated my my rebel firepower here in this case. We're not going to be given a lot of time to prepare either. It's going to kick off almost instantly. We need all the spare men back here, the drivers and whatnot, to get out. We need to hold this place. I'm not going to even try and hold a place further back. That's going to be almost impossible. Can we get in the windows? Yes, we can. All right, let's get in the windows. Okay, yeah, down there as well. That's good. Here come the Russians. All right, guys, let's open up. Oh, we're getting slaughtered. The army soldiers don't seem entirely sure and confident in how to deal with the vehicle while they're shooting at it. But I think they've got a few rocket soldiers up here that are capable of knocking it out once and for all. I spot a couple of RPGs here. We'll see if they come to use. This is actually quite crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Are they still receiving reinforcements back there? Oh, there's a few coming in, but man, this has been kind of crazy. All right, let's see what they can do. Let's get this guy. Take the rocket out. Ooh. The vehicle's finally gonna go down. Let's have a look at casualties of the battle. As we can tell, in the end here, it wasn't too bad. We did take a few down, but I think that vehicle was responsible for most of it. Oh, man. All right, so we caught them here quite well, but in general, they just really ran through us. I think we need to try and set up an army. This militia, this current uprising, I mean, Russia is a big place, so there's room to breathe. That really, if you can, the government is not going to be able to reach you everywhere instantly, so to speak, right? There's some pretty big areas where you can form some formidable formations, right? So what we need to do is, I think we need to train a rebel army. We need to make one more official. We need to create a faction. These like local war bands rising up in honor of the men who have died before them need more equipment and more training to be able to handle a Russian army of this kind. It's kind of just swept through this city and this town and just massacred hundreds of rebel, ultimately civilians with arms. I mean, I suppose they're not civilians by the time they take up weapons and fight a foreign, or a power rather. So that's kind of what happened here. But the Russian army is still too strong for these rebels. I think it's time we need to give them a better hand. Hope you guys enjoyed this video despite the slaughter that did occur. We did bring down a lot of Russian soldiers as well. What a crazy fight, but the war continues. Hopefully you guys are excited for more of these Civil War videos, because I am happy to make them. Winter is coming. It's getting colder down here, so we'll see perhaps a few more snow battles later on as well. But we need to form a faction, and we need to form an army. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, everyone, and I'll see you guys soon again. Ciao.